Big salute to all of my veterans out here. Big shout out to all of my subscribers. Man, like I tell you guys, I can't go one video without showing my appreciation. Man, so let's roll back off into this free freight dispatcher training segment I have through my YouTube channel. Man, I got, I believe this is video number 7. So if you guys, man, if this is your first time watching, man, go back and check out videos 1 through 6. I'm talking about good information, letting you guys know how to start your independent dispatching company. And for you owner operators out here, man, I'm teaching you guys how to dispatch yourself throughout my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about negotiating. Negotiating. If that's how you spell it. I wasn't the best, I wasn't the smartest in school, but I'm here. I made it to being able to share information and teach. But I'll tell you guys, I wasn't the smartest guy in school too. So anyway, today, man, we're talking about freight dispatching, and we're going to be talking about negotiating. So this is one of the most important parts when we're talking about freight dispatching too. So if you guys cannot negotiate, you guys are going to set your owner operators up for failure. Basically, you're going to set them up to fail, because at the end of the day, in this business, when we're talking about freight dispatching, this is where the money is made. So it's all about how well can you negotiate with these freight brokers out here. I'll tell you guys real quick, I'm a freight broker, but like I tell you guys, man, I've been an owner operator. I've owned a trucking company. I've hired drivers. I have a freight brokerage, dispatching, whatever it is. So I have different hats that I wear. So I just want to make sure that I'm able to share my information with you guys on my YouTube channel. But today we're coming from the hat of a dispatcher, right? So let me tell you guys how these freight brokers are out here. A lot of these freight brokers, they don't want you to be knowledgeable when we're talking about negotiating. They hope that you come in and basically lowball yourself. So let me tell you how basically this business works. You're going to have a dispatcher who is contacting a freight broker to get the load, right? So now the freight broker on the load board is probably not going to post a load. So that freight broker wants you to call them up to basically give you, to give them your best rate, right? So the freight broker like, man, I'm not even gonna put that rate on the load board, you know, because they might be willing to give you $2,000. So they don't want to put $2,000 on the load board. They're looking for the dispatchers to call them up, and the freight broker gonna say, well, how much can you get it moved for? And then that freight broker, that dispatcher could say something more than what that freight broker is offering them. But at the end of the day, that freight broker basically wants that dispatcher to not be knowledgeable on negotiating and to basically lowball themselves. So they want you to be like, yeah, I could get that move for about $1,700 or $1,800, you know. Then that freight broker gonna say, oh, okay, yeah, we could get that done then, you know, because they're like, well, we're gonna make more money. So the freight brokers like to play the game and not post a load on the load board. So that's why you guys out here as dispatchers have to understand how to negotiate too. So real quick, man, wherever it's at on my hat, DAT, man, if you guys don't have that 30-day free trial with DAT, man, go get 30-day free trial. Click the description link below. So let me tell you guys real quick about DAT. DAT is going to be one of the best tools and apps and load boards that you guys can have too. And the reason behind this is DAT is going to basically give you the last about 7-day national average of that market rate. So basically DAT is giving you the answers on how you should be negotiating and how much you should be asking for. because when it's time to start negotiating, this is what you're looking for. You're going to see the mileage. So let's just say on the load board, you got a load that's going 500 miles. So we'll just say 500 miles, right? So basically what I'm doing now is giving you guys like a little formula on how you should be negotiating too. So you want to know how far that load is going, right? So you got 500 miles, okay. On DAT, once you guys download that app and get access to DAT, they're going to tell you how much basically the dollar per mile. Let me erase that. So DAT is going to give you the last 7 days of the national average for that dollar per mile. So let's just say that dollar per mile, for simple math right now, we'll say it's $3. And this is what DAT says, right? So you're going to take the mileage times whatever that rate for the last 7 days is going to be. You times that mileage by the rate, and then that'll give you $1,500. So you know that you shouldn't be hauling this load for no less than $1,500, because DAT has already gave you the dollar per mile, and then on the load board it's going to tell you how far, you know, that distance is going to be, you know. And if it don't tell you, just go to Google. You know, if it tells you that load is going from Miami, Florida to Atlanta, Georgia, get on Google Maps and type in Miami, Florida to Atlanta, Georgia, get that distance. And then this is going to give you basically a good foundation on how to start negotiating with these freight brokers out here, because a freight broker is looking for you to not really understand this. And basically that's that dollar per mile. Every region is going to be different too. It's going to take more money to run loads out of the Northeast versus the Southeast, you know, too. So you guys have to understand the regions, but like I'm telling you, man, go get the 30-day free trial with DAT, start playing around on that load board, and you guys just take this simple formula right here, the mileage times whatever that national average rate is, and then that's going to give you a good solid number. So you guys could be very fast. And in this business, you have to be fast too. When you see that load on the load board, you got to hurry up, call up the freight broker and say, hey, is that load still going from Miami, Florida up to Atlanta, Georgia? And if that freight broker say, yeah, it's still going, you should already know in your mind what you should be, you know, pretty much shooting for too. Because that freight broker gonna ask you, hey, how much can you get it moved for? You don't want to be doing math and all of that. Then you want to have this already done when you're calling up that freight broker. So you got to get fast at math too, you know, because if not, the other dispatcher down the road is going to call up that freight broker and book that load before you. So like I'm telling you, you have to be fast in this business. Right when you see that load on the load board, call up the freight broker, because if you wait, somebody else is going to call them too. Remember, as being a dispatcher, you're not the only one that's looking at the load board. There's other dispatchers out here looking for loads too. So when we're talking about negotiating for you guys out here, take this simple formula, call up the freight broker, be confident too, and if the freight broker don't want to give you what you are pretty much requesting, always know what are you not going to haul that load for too, right? So what is the minimum? If you know in your mind that you want 1,500, but you guys can get away with 1,400, that's your minimum right here. So if I was you, I'll call up the freight broker and say, can I haul that load for $1,600 or $1,700 or $2,000? It don't matter. But you know that you really want to haul it for $1,500, right? So it's always good to increase whatever you get by doing the mileage times that rate anyway. It's always best to start high and then start coming low, but always know what is the less that you're going to take. So if it's $1,400, you're good. That freight broker might say, you might say, hey, I'll haul that load for $1,600. That freight broker might say, no, I can't give it to you for $1,600, but I could give it to you for $1,400. And you already know that you wasn't gonna take it for no less than $1,400. So just go ahead and book it up and don't waste any time. Get that rate confirmation, send it over to the trucker, and pretty much make money. So man, I got a couple of more videos that I'm gonna be putting out for this series. I'm about to be wrapping it up within the next couple of videos too. So like I say, man, if you haven't watched any of the prior ones, 1 through 6, go back through my YouTube channel, man, giving you guys some good information, you know, about freight dispatching. If you have any questions, hit me on my text message, 317-953-8943. Go visit my website, www.extraordinarymovement.com. Go get your 30-day free trial with DAT Load Board. Go sign up with TAFS, Trans Am Financial Services, if you guys are looking for a factoring service. Everything in the description link below. We're gonna let that shirt talk today. Let's get it.
CEO, commit, execute, and be obsessed. Everybody be great out there.
Commit, execute, and be obsessed. Everybody be great out there.